The fight of the century, is that what it's called? Tyson Fury versus Usyk is happening this weekend. Number 2 rematch. I can't wait for it. I'm a huge boxing fan, and it's going to be a lot of fun. What do you, as you're dying there in your room? I don't know if you'll make it, but if you do, what are you expecting from this rematch? The first fight, it was a battle, and Tyson Fury Tyson Fury has not seen his wife or spoken to his kids for 3 months. For 3 months, Luke. This man, I don't know how he gets away with these things, but apparently he's a real beast. He just sits at home and watches TV 3 months and trains. How much of a difference do you think not speaking to his wife for 3 months is going to make to this fight?
First fight was very close. I think the second fight should also be close. So folks have been asking me, like, what could Tyson Fury do differently? And there's things you can identify, but like, I just don't know how much he can pull them off. Like, for example, he fought basically the majority of the first fight on the back foot. And it's like, well, okay, well, can you walk Usyk down? Yeah, good fucking luck with that. Holy shit. People have tried that before. That didn't go well at all. So I don't know if he can do that. Another thing you could say is, well, he's got to put volume on Usyk. Guys have tried that. And then he ends up slowing him down and counterpunching them and then causing that to stop. Like, it just requires you to do things over and over and over again that I just don't know if he has in him. I don't know if anybody has it in him. So, the first fight was close. There were some things he did well. He maintained range at times. That uppercut as he was closing distance was phenomenal. He did some great work to the body. I think you'll see more of that. But like, dude, Alexander Usyk is one of the best boxers that people who are alive today have ever seen. Again, I know there's tape of like Muhammad Ali or whatever, but I mean, like in person, you're talking about a master fucking technician, a guy who has achieved at the highest level every single stage of his career, not just different weight classes, but amateur and pro as well. Just an absolute. You ever seen that movie or the documentary Jiro Dreams of Sushi? You ever seen that? No. It's like this. There's this dude in Tokyo. His name is Jiro. He makes sushi, and he's got this little tiny place inside of like a Tokyo subway stop, and it's Michelin star rated and everything. But the entire point of it is the guy has just been making sushi forever, and all he ever discusses is he's a master craftsman, but he just talks about how important it is to just get good at things through repetition over and over and over and over again. And all over time, you don't ever stop doing that. You just keep leaning into the repetition of things and you keep seeking perfection through that. He kind of reminds me a little bit of that, He's like this weird dude from Ukraine, but he has lived boxing. Obviously, he's naturally talented, but he has lived boxing in such a way where he has got such a formidable ability to fight in any different kind of way, has completely mastered the craft. I mean, yeah, you could always be better, but it's just so ridiculous how smooth, how smart, and how capable he is. Again, Tyson Fury made it close the first time. He could win this time. It's in Saudi. Like, who knows how that judging is going to go? There's a lot of factors, but fucking Alexander Usyk is a tough nut to crack, man, if ever there was one.
As a weird dude from Ukraine myself, I appreciate a good weird dude from Ukraine. This guy's number 1 on my list. But speaking of being on, number 1 on lists, let's say he goes out there, beats Fury again. Where does this start ranking him the best of all time in your opinion? For when it comes
that's a tougher one. That's a tougher one. Excuse me. Excuse me.
All good, man. Take your time.
So he's easily one of the very best of all time. He's either the best cruiserweight of all time or the second best cruiserweight of all time already. If he beats Fury twice, and he's got the wins over Joshua and then Dubois, he's the best heavyweight of this era. The thing he runs into is he doesn't have the length of resume at heavyweight, because obviously he was spent the majority of his career at cruiserweight. So like a guy who did more at heavyweight is potentially will have a better heavyweight resume. Like, that there's a way to kind of consider it on those terms. Like, what did you do overall, like among the best heavyweights? And then the length of resume will probably matter there to a degree. So I don't know how to answer in that question, but like, let's just sort of state it outright. He is one of the very best boxers to have ever lived. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's, I count on the guys that I've like watched while I was alive, while they were active. Floyd, Usyk, Crawford, Inoue, Canelo. I don't know who would even come after that. Like, those are he's one of the very best of the last 25 years, no question about it. Like you're talking about a guy who is insanely special. And if he goes in there and beats Tyson Fury a second time, like really solidifying his place as the best heavyweight of the era, you know, I don't know if it's top 10. The boxing has a long and storied history, but again, we're just talking about somebody who belongs in the pantheon of greats without even the slightest degree of debate.
What the hell is going on with this AI judge? Can you explain this to me?
Nothing.
Because I know
There's
Dana White.
nothing-
Dana White wants to
nothing
get
to
rid
it.
of judges. Is this the future of the UFC
No,
soon?
there's
These
nothing.
AI
There's
judges?
absolutely
What
nothing
is it?
to it.
What is it?
It's a way to get people to talk about it on podcasts. Like, hey, we're gonna have an AI judge. Dude, what the fuck does that mean? You're gonna have an AI judge. You're gonna have people putting in inputs, or you're gonna have a computer system read what's happening in a cage and make some kind of fucking decision about this. Is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Dude, AI can't even print a fucking photo with the language of English spelled correctly on signs or t-shirts, and you motherfuckers think that's going to judge a very complex sport with the kind of degree and accuracy that you need. I'm not saying human judges in boxing are great. We know that that is a problem. But holy fuck, what are we even talking about here? First of all, PFL has had an AI system for a long time. I don't see anybody using that as some kind of marker of excellence. More to the point, again, this needs to be double checked. So please, if people hear me saying this, verify what I'm saying to you. But I believe what they're doing is using a software system called Jabber, which, by the way, is a very, very good system, JABBR. But it's typically something like a highlights and stats-based system that a lot of promotions use. You know, to add a little depth to the broadcast. And I think for that, it's actually quite good. But you're going to take that, and which is essentially a stats compilation. I mean, there's some assessment of like quality, and you're going to use that as a way to judge a fight, like the nuances of ring generalship. It can do better than a human. The nuances of like how much did the body shots count, how much did the jabs count, how much did, you know, what was the most effective kind of striking. Like they haven't even explained to us how it's supposed to be good at this. They're just telling us it's AI, and because it says the letters AI, artificial intelligence, we're supposed to be like, oh, like a monkey being like, oh, computer smart, yes.
That's what everyone does. That's what everyone does.
It's nothing to it. Listen, here's what's happening. Every tech company is always trying to look for the next thing, the next evolution in, you know, whatever they can come up with. Metaverse was one for a while. No one talks about that dumb shit. And then Apple put the goggles on everyone, and that completely fucking failed, because who the fuck wants to walk around looking like a moron with a screen strapped to their eyeballs? It's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And the new one is AI. Oh, let's put Gemini in your Gmail. Let's put fucking Apple Intelligence on your iPhone. And they're just stuffing bullshit products into your technology that, you know, can in certain cases be of real value in very narrow respects. That's true, but in general can't do much. These are mimicry applications. They can't actually do critical thinking in the way that we typically understand it. They're not even fucking remotely close to it. It's just mimicry. It's just pastiche art. That's all it ever is. So why are they doing it? To get people to talk about it. That's why. Oh, he said AI. Oh, well, that's interesting. They have done no explanation about how it's supposed to do anything, about how it's supposed to matter, and everything we already know about the technology. And again, the software that they might be using here doesn't get you anywhere meaningfully close to anything related to important judging. It's a fucking joke. It's a dumb shit thing for low information donks. That's it. And the beginning and end of it. It could eventually become something interesting, but today it's nothing.
It'll be funny if something happens with that after the fight. What happened with your AI judging? All right, let's get into